Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be covering the difference between group coaching and private coaching and which one's better for your business. By the way, subscribe to my channel if you love videos just like this. We release new ones every single week. Hey everyone, my name's Armin Chaffee and I built a multi-six-figure life coaching business, and now I spend my time helping other coaches scale their business online as well. Now, if you've ever been stuck between should I do private coaching, should I do group coaching, maybe right now you do a lot of one-to-one sessions and you're tired of the time that you spend and it's exhausting and you want to switch to the group model so you can leverage and help hundreds of clients instead of dozens, or maybe you're trying right now in a group coaching program, you're trying to create one, you just are a little bit stuck, don't know how to sell it, don't know how to create it. Well, in this video, I'm going to be covering a lot between the differences between why private coaching, is the way it is and why group coaching is the way it is. So you can make a decision, which one do I want to focus on selling and really doing? Now, in today's video, I want to make sure you, by the end of it, really understand which one's better for your model, for your business, but also better for you, the client, and everyone else, okay, in the long run. So just so you know, I actually have started in private coaching myself early on in my years in business. When I started as a coach, all I knew how to do was just sell sessions, right? I didn't have a program or a product or anything like that. But back then I said, hey, I'm going to start with free one-on-one sessions. Then I went to paid one-on-one sessions. And then I hit the ceiling. I hit a ceiling because I found myself, every time I sold a new client and got another one-on-one session, it was great. I made some money. But in my business, it seemed great. But the problem was I spent most of my week with 5 or 6 clients. Is because I spent a long time with them in one-on-ones, and the money proportionate to the time I spent didn't make a lot of sense to me. So over time, I kind of got stuck financially because I would only hit a certain amount of money. It wasn't a lot per month because I did one-on-one sessions. And then I learned how to go to group and things got a lot better, okay? And so I'm going to explain why that is. But just so you know, I've done both. And I've sold up to when I started, I was selling $300 sessions one-on-one, but it was 2-3 hours. Now, today, if someone actually wants me for personal coaching on business or mindset, it's $1,000 an hour. I don't sell that. I don't want to because I'd rather people come into my program and get a lot more from me and a lot more time from me for a better investment in terms of cost. So private coaching, I don't really promote anymore, right? Doesn't mean I don't do it. I do have that's $1,000 an hour. I have, 5-figure investment programs where someone works with me one-on-one, but it's not the cream and the crop of my business, not the core. The flagship, what I do is actually group. And I'm going to tell you why in this video. So let's get into the first thing of why private coaching, how private coaching is, why it's actually not that much better than group coaching, why group coaching will help you scale your business. The first thing here with private coaching, and the reason why it was limiting and why it was tough, is number one, it's limiting your impact and income. Okay? Limited your impact and income. It limits your impact and income. Here's what I mean by this. If I keep selling one-to-ones, I can only see so many people, logically, out of the hours I have per day, per week, per month. So that means even if I wanted to change the world and help 1,000 people, with this model, I'm literally going to be spending years of my life trying to help just 1,000 people. And in this, I found a lot of issues with it. I don't know if you can relate to this, but I'm okay, I have a cap on my income and I have a cap on my impact. I sit down with someone one-on-one, I change their life. Awesome. And I get paid something. It's a transaction. Okay. There's a transaction for the coaching. I trade my time for the impact of money. And because I'm transactioning my time and money for them for coaching, it has a limit because I only have 24 hours in a day. So do you. So because we have only so much time per day and per week, we can only do so much. We can never actually help all the people we want to help. We just got to choose one by one. That's one of the biggest impacts that I found from private coaching. I found was really hard. Unless you're getting a lot of money, even if the money thing gets fixed, even if you get a lot of money, I charge 5 figures to work with me one-on-one now for business, but even then I can only take how many? How much work is involved with one client with that because I work with them in depth on everything. Even then, if the money problem is not an issue, the impact is. Because if I want to start teaching, 100 people this, I can't take 100 people one-on-one on in a month. It's not possible. So limitations is there's a ceiling with private coaching. Does that make sense, guys? Now, the second problem with private coaching is that it's not scalable, okay? Here's what I mean by that. Now, kind of relates back to the first thing here. right? Because there's a ceiling, I can't scale a business. So you might actually make a good, decent income private coaching. You might actually help a lot of people private coaching. But if you're planning to build a coaching business, a company, and actually scale it, and like the big coaches you see in the world, the highest paid coaches, you can't be doing private coaching. That can't be your core. I'm not saying don't have it as an offer, but that can't be the thing you push. You can't be promoting private coaching with you or selling hourly rates or one-to-ones. You can't, because it's not scalable. I'll give you a mathematical example. If you only have, let's say, 10 hours a day, if you were to max out your day, 10 hours a day minus everything else you got to do, right? 10 hours left to give to coaching clients, and you do one-to-ones. You can only do 10 clients a day. 10 clients a day. You go over the week. If you work every single day of your life, you have 300 spots available on your calendar to do one-on-one coaching sessions. That's obviously exaggerating. No one's going to do that. But I'm saying, look at the ceiling. Maximum, you could do 300 coaching one-on-one sessions per month. And so if you get sick for a week, minus 70 income coaching sessions you would have made that week because you're sick. You can't do the one-on-one session. And cut that out of your income that month. The problem here is because the entire business is dependent on your private coaching, on you, at any moment, if you can't do the private coaching, your entire income goes out the window. For example, you get sick, income gets sick. Does that make sense? So even if I maxed out 300 sessions in a month, guess what happens? Well, I can't even scale that because how am I going to duplicate my time one-on-one with people? Number one. Number two, when I get sick or I don't want to do sessions and I got to do something else, I don't make money. So you're literally not able to scale a business with this model because you can't scale you. You have to scale a system, which we're going to talk about here, okay? So this is the second reason why private coaching is really hard to scale with and why it's really not a good idea to focus on that as your main offer as a coach. Now, the third thing here, okay, guys, is that it's absolutely exhausting, okay? It's not a good use of time. It's a bad use of your time, bad use of time and energy, okay? Bad use. Why? Well, because think about it like this. Even if you max out a whole week, let's say you do, I talk to a lot of coaches that do this, like the one-to-one stuff, and like at 5 or 7 sessions for the week or for a few days, they're like beat. Okay, because you know how much energy you have to focus on one person in one-to-one session that goes for an hour or so? Now, some of you might be like, but Armin, I'm not exhausted. I understand. I don't get exhausted after my coaching sessions either. But what I really want to focus on here is not that it's just exhausting, but more so it's a poor use of your time and energy. If I spend 1 hour, for example, okay, 1 hour with one client, I just spent 1 hour, and at the end of that 1 hour, only one person's life was impacted, and I put all my energy in that one person. That same 1 hour I could have used on this side of the model and helped hundreds of people. And I'll get to that, by the way. But the point is, you're going to be trading 1 hour of your time at a time with sessions in the private coaching field, where, and by the way, when I say private coaching, I mean like one-on-one sessions. I'm not talking about long programs where you kind of do all these things. I'm talking about when you sell one-to-one sessions, like hourly rate, and when you sell for like a dollar amount for time. Okay, that's what I really mean. I'm not talking about private programs where people were closer with you over the years or whatever. So at the end of every session, not only are all your energy is gone with one person now instead of many, but also it's literally an exchange and one person's life was impacted and you're now exhausted. So you got to do another one again and again and again versus on this side, you can leverage your time. And I'm going to talk about that. Now, the fourth thing here is simple. And no coach thinks about this, but because I've been on both sides, I understand the difference, is that when you're coaching one-to-one, okay, you actually don't realize it, but you have narrow thinking. Narrow thinking during the session. So what you're doing is because you're only dialed in on one person's situation, one person's life, and one person's problem, your mind gets fixated on one thing, and that's that person. So all the resources and creativity you have that you can help as a coach to give to the person to help them break through, you don't have access to it because you're so dialed in on one person. Your thinking becomes narrow in a one-to-one session. Sometimes the answer could be in someone else's problem somewhere else that you could have taken for this person. Or they could have heard someone else do something in a group model that could have got the breakthrough. But because you're in one-on-one state, you only think about their problem and their coaching and in their life. And so it becomes very narrow. You have a very limited resource in your mind to pull from. So let's go into the group coaching section now. If this is the problem with private coaching, like one-to-one sessions, right? limited, you have a limitation on your impact and income because you're trading time for money and time for impact per person. You can't scale a business with one-on-one coaching and private coaching. It's not scalable. It's not one-to-many. It's not duplicatable because dependent on you. It is exhausting, and you're using 1 hour of your time in exchange for just one person. It's a poor use of time, and it's all your energy going to one person's life being changed. And also, you kind of put on like these, the horses that they wear the stuff when they work so they don't look to the sides, right? Like when you wear this, you can't really see what's on the outside that you could have used in the coaching session with this person. And that comes from one-to-many coaching. So let's go over to group coaching and what the benefits are and why it's so much better than selling one-to-one sessions. So the main thing that I love group coaching for and why I do it and why I recommend it more and why I teach in my SGC program to the coaches that I work with how to develop a high-ticket group coaching program is because of this thing called compound coaching, okay? Now this, I totally made up this term, and I'm gonna explain what it means. Compound coaching, compounding coaching. You know compound interest is you put a penny and it doubles and it doubles and it doubles, and over like 30 days it turns to like 7 million or something like that, okay? Well, compound coaching is when you coach one person and get a breakthrough, and you get another breakthrough in front of the other person, another breakthrough, and because the whole group is watching breakthroughs happen, they're all getting side breakthroughs and secondhand breakthroughs, you literally exponentially multiply how many breakthroughs the clients got from 1 hour of your time on a group call versus one person's life being changed from one way of thinking with their one situation. This is one of the huge secrets I found scaled my company really big because I went from one-to-one model to doing seminars. And I would have 200 people in a room, and I would stand somebody up and I'd coach them one-on-one for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and that break them through. But you know how many people would stand up after that session, after that one-on-one in front of the audience? And like dozens of people would stand up and share all the breakthroughs they got from just watching, from listening to how I handled her situation or his situation. Because they heard that person's situation that was very similar, I don't have to talk to both of them in different times. See, look, watch. A dozen people in my seminar, for example, or my group coaching program online right now. Let's say 10 people watch me break through one person with a problem that's similar to theirs, right? Well, now in that one session that could have lasted 20 minutes, for example, or let's say it lasted an hour to break this person through. That 1 hour I spent with this one person, 10 other people got their breakthroughs. Sideline breakthroughs, which by the way, over here, what this really means is people getting secondhand breakthroughs, right? Byproduct of watching is just getting breakthroughs. They get secondhand. So I don't even talk to them. They watch me talk to someone else to get it. Well, okay. That means I help this one person break through or get a result on the call by coaching them. 10 other people watch, and now 11 people in that 1 hour got what they came for. Now watch this. Imagine I was doing one-to-ones. Not only will I have not got into a flow state, which I talk about here, to coach better, but now I would have had to spend 11 hours one-to-one with each of them to make the same level of impact. So are you getting my point here? On the group level side, if you learn how to do this well, you will be able to help way more people. It's better for you, better for the client, and I'm going to talk about why it's better for the business as well. So the key reason why I do group coaching over one-to-ones, and I don't sell a one-on-one. I don't want you to buy it. Like if you come to me, I go, listen, just join the program. Because you get multiple weekly coaching calls live with me and the students, and we talk about all problems, even problems you don't even know you have that you don't think is a problem. You can listen to someone else have the problem, and you go, oh my God, I didn't know that's a problem. You know how many times that's happened for me? I watched another student a client get a breakthrough in front of me. I'm in a program. I have coaches, right? I go, I didn't even know it's a problem. And then I heard the person coach them out of it. I'm like, damn, now I'm prepared for that when it happens. Boom. Compounded coaching. Compound coaching is a super big secret to why group coaching is so much better. So much better. Why one-to-many coaching is better. Seminars, online group programs. One-to-one has its own place. I'm not saying don't ever do it again. Like I said, I do it still, but it has its own place. The core of your business should be built around group coaching though. Now, here's the other reason. Obviously, I want to make this obvious. It is extremely scalable, okay? Why? Well, I don't got to do the math for you, do I? It's pretty simple. If I'm doing one-on-one sessions, right, and I want to, sell, let's say I'm selling $100 for one-on-one sessions, right? Let's just say, well, I'm charging $100 and I give away 30 sessions, one session a day for the month. This is a very unrealistic example, but I'm giving you an example of simplified for you to calculate the difference. So I make $3,000 that month, and I did 30 sessions, 30 hours of my time over the month, and I made $3,000, and I helped 30 people in my coaching. Well, I could just charge $100 or even more, by the way, because the perceived value of group coaching is way more. Some of you think the opposite. You go, no, one-on-one's way more. Actually, if you know how to sell it well, it's actually a lot more valuable because they get to be a part of a high-level community of other people like them to get your coaching. That's way more valuable than just sitting one-on-one with someone like it's a therapy session, right? And that has its own place, but I'm saying that's more perceived value. I used to think private coaching is more. It has its place. It's very complicated. It's not a simple process here, guys. That's why you got to get a coach, because it's not that black and white. But I'm telling you what I'm saying. It works in the world of coaching. So if I do 30 sessions, $100, I make $3,000, right? I could charge the same $100 for 30 people, but I tell all 30 to get on a group call, let's say twice a week. So that means throughout the month, I only do 8 hours of coaching, 1 hour each, right? Okay. Well, I just cut from 30 hours of my time down to 8 hours. Time freedom. You should think about that. Quality of life matters in your business, not just making money. But also, 30 people got impacted on a compounded level because they got me one-on-one essentially 8 times. Instead of all of them giving me once, but 30 people spread out. So when you do the math on this side, right, you got $3,000 for 30 hours of your time, and it's dependent on you meeting each person and your narrow thinking. On this side, you make the same 3,000, but you do only 8 hours of coaching, and everybody gets multiple breakthroughs, not just one, because they watch you coach other people, so they get secondhand breakthroughs from other people's. So just do the math multiplication-wise. There's 8 times the chance of them finding another breakthrough. So each person gets 8 breakthroughs, not one. Does this make sense? Now watch this. Here's the best part. Remember the ceiling thing over here? Well, I can only do, let's say, 30 for the month. But if I'm selling it as a group and I got 30 people committed to paying, I could put a 0 on that and sell 300. Now you go, Armin, how could you ever do a group call with 300 people? First of all, you can, because you don't need to coach everybody. You can coach 30 of them. The other 270 will watch and get their breakthroughs. They won't need to get your one-on-one with you on the call. That is true. I'm telling you I do this. But I'm just saying there's no cap. You still spend 8 hours out of that month coaching your clients. And let's say you double the number, it's 60. You make $6,000, less time, and multiple more breakthroughs. Simple little math, guys. It just makes more sense to learn how to group coach than to private coach. Now, that obviously leads to my next point, which is you have the capacity to impact hundreds of people, not just dozens. And that is a big make or break for me, at least. I don't know about you. I have big goals. I want to help a lot of people out, thousands. I can't do that with private coaching. You just can't, okay? Even Tony Robbins charges $1 million to see him one-to-one 3 times a year, okay? And billionaires do that. How many billionaires could he possibly talk to? How many people could he possibly change, even if it's a lot of money for them? Remember, the income problem's fixed, but the impact now. Like, how many could you possibly handle, right, per year? Like, and he's so busy he can't do much. But even if he took on 100 or 200 people one-on-one, sure, he's going to make a lot of money, but what about the rest of the world? If you don't care about that, I guess that model is better for you. But, I mean, if you like the business being tied to you, I mean, I don't know. It seems a little scary. I mean, like I said, if you want to not do coaching for a bit, your whole income also doesn't want to pay you for a bit. And the last thing, guys, and nobody really thinks about this. Remember I talked about narrow thinking in your coaching one-on-one? Well, in here, you access something called flow state. Here's what this means, okay? You access flow state. As a coach, when you're in front of an audience, some of you are like, that's scary. I don't want to do that. I'm not saying, if that's a problem, get over it, because it's too many good things happening on the people, the coaches that are okay with coaching people under an audience. Way too many good things. And I'll tell you one of them, flow state. When you get to coach someone and then get another person right after, and another person after, and another person after, back-to-back coaching, you enter like a flow state as a coach. You start pulling resources out of your subconscious mind and from other people and referencing other people. You actually get like 10 times better as a coach because your thinking expands. Instead of narrow thinking, you have a wide thinking. You can see a whole perspective of everyone's problems because everyone has a different angle to their problem. They have a different perspective to the problem. So as you're on the call, you become better at coaching. And in this flow state, you can provide much more enlightenment, much more, insight on the problems and helping them get out of it. And you'll essentially produce better results for your clients than the person who sits down one-on-one and gets stuck with them. So this is a huge make or break, by the way, for me. I love this because I love the feeling of it. It's very addictive, okay? Now, let me ask you this. Some of you are probably watching and you go, well, Armin, not everyone wants to get coaching in front of others. This is the big objection I get. Oh, people, in my coaching, I do depression coaching. I do marriage coaching. I do some type of coaching that's very sensitive. I don't want to do it in front of people. Listen, I'm telling you right now, let me save you some time. It's complete nonsense. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. The truth is that has nothing to do with the results you give them. The client is only uncomfortable because you're uncomfortable with it. If you're uncomfortable with it, of course you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to talk about my insecurities about my marriage or my weight in front of others. Well, first of all, hold on a second. They came to you for coaching, right? So they can break through out of the comfort zone and whatever problem that you're solving for them. I mean, if you can't get your clients to be okay with talking about it in front of other people with the same problem in a closed group, I mean, how much are you really helping them? If that fear's still inside of them, how much are you really helping them break through? So, I mean, your impact on the person, it multiplies when you can get them into the confidence of being okay with sharing their problems publicly. And I've been a coach for years now, guys. Let me tell you, one of the key things of helping your clients get over their fears, get over their problems in whatever niche you're in, whatever it is, from business to marketing to health, to anything, okay, is getting them to admit it and be able to talk about it freely without having, oh my God, fear, who's going to think what? So it's like an added bonus of a breakthrough to just get them in a group and talk about it. That alone is a foundation of breaking through with them. So if they're so scared of doing going from one-on-one, like they want to talk to you privately and keep it inside, well, you're keeping them in a shell. So this whole idea you have, like, no, my clients, they need to have private time with me. You know how many friends I got coaching? That they do depression, anxiety coaching. They do like sex coaching. We're super sensitive about like their genital parts. It's in a group. Because that coach is comfortable with talking about it, so everyone else models the coach. And when they get on, they may be a little uncomfortable. Guess what? The moment they start talking about it, everyone starts laughing and being supportive. You know how much feedback they get, positive feedback and breakthroughs they get from being in a group, from other people in a community that support them and can hear them out? That's something a coach can't do for the client. They can only experience that in a group setting. How do I know this, by the way, personally? I did seminar coaching, okay? I would stand up in front of hundreds of people, one person, talking about what a bad mom they were being to their son. And guess what I found out, guys? When they were able to share it publicly, I had a lot of resources to use to help them break out of state. I would get the audience to clap for them. We'd all laugh. The audience's reaction was a part of the coaching process. If that person sat down with me and they had to break out of state and I was one-on-one with them in a session, you know how hard it would be to try to motivate them, to move them around, to get them out of their head? Well, in a group setting where they know people are watching, you know how easy it is to break them out of state and break their pattern and help them break through and see what's the problem? Way easier. And they get an added breakthrough. They get up, and some of my clients who would go, I've never talked about this to anybody, let alone 200 people. And that alone is an accomplishment to them. So you're actually hurting your clients by keeping them in one-to-one sessions with you. It's going to be better for them, better for you, better for the business, and better for the world if you just learn how to do group coaching instead of private one-to-one coaching. Now, if you're watching this video and you're wondering, well, Armin, that sounds great. I'm in the one-to-one model right now. I want to get to the group model. I really don't know how. All I want you to do is, with the link provided in this video and at the end of the video as well, also below, just go ahead and book a call. Okay, book a call in my office. Guess what we'll do? We'll get on the phone with you. We're going to hear what your coaching is about or what you want to coach about. We're going to see if it's going to work with the group model. We're going to see if it's a fit for me and you to work together. And then we'll show you what it looks like to work with us if it's a fit. And if you qualify and you can work in our program, we'll help you build this coaching program out. That's a group. High impact, extremely scalable, using the power and the leverage of compound coaching, impacting hundreds, not just dozens, and getting you in flow state, making you a better coach. If that's something you're interested in doing and you want to create a high-ticket group coaching program and scale it online to hundreds of people, then go ahead and book a call. Speak to my team and call my office. And what we'll do is we'll see if it's a fit. And when you come in the program, we'll help you do this so you can scale your impact, okay? Now, if you're also uncertain, you're like, well, I like my one-on-one coaching. Yeah, no problem. Book a call anyways, okay? Because we'll even show you how to scale that the right way. There is a right way to do it. You got to charge a lot of money, but you got to learn how. Not everyone could charge 5 figures for one-to-one coaching. They charge the rates and the hourly stuff. You're stuck. You're never going to get out and scale your company or even have a quality of life and make a lot of money. So if you're watching this and you like this video, you like the content, you want more help with your business, go ahead and book a call. Use the link and we'll speak to you real soon. I hope this was super valuable and shed some clarity for you. And until I see you in the next video, go on and make the rest of your day the best of your day.